Everybody, and welcome to our first video in this course. So before start working with Blender, we should go and create a new folder where we are going to save all the necessary files that we are going to use in this project and all project assets that we are going to save. So as you can see here on my desktop, I created a new folder with the name Goofy, and also I got those two reference images that you will be able to get from the link of the description of this course. So on the first one we have a Goofy character, the retro one, which is created in 1932, and on the second reference image we got his faces. So we are going to use all these images in the modeling process. So right now we can close this and open our Blender. And as you can see here, currently we are working with Blender 2.9, but if you can get any version above this, you should get it, because it's always best to work on the latest version because of the new features and also bug fixes. So first let's go and create a new file under General, and here as you can see we have our default scene with our default light, default camera and our default cube. So right now I'm going to turn on my screencast add-ons. So right here on my left corner you can see all the shortcuts that I'm going to use in this course. So first let's go and hide for now this cube by pressing H, and let's go in front orthographic view by pressing number 1 on a keyboard. So with the Shift and A I'm going to search for image and I will add a reference. So let's go and navigate to Goofy folder and let's go and import the first reference image. For now I'm going to move this to the side, and now let's import the second one, which is the Goofy face reference images. So let's find it, it's right here, and now I'm going to grab it and I want this one to be the focus in the middle, this face here, which we are going to use for modeling. So we can go and focus here. And now I'm going to go and also enable this filter, which is for selection. So if you check it here, you will not be able to longer to select this image. So let's go and return it back. And here in this reference image, in this image settings, in this properties menu, we have this image settings, and here I will go and turn on this transparency. And I want to lower down the opacity, so I will use 0.5, and I think it's going to be just fine. And also I want to disable this from being seen in perspective view. So right now I can only see it by pressing 1 on the numpad and not in perspective mode, as you can see. Also I want to turn on this back in the depth, so I will be able to see my cube while I'm modeling. Now I will need one more, so I will duplicate this with the Shift and D, and now I will rotate it on the Z axis for 90 degrees. Now I can go in right orthographic view by pressing 3, and with G I will navigate to this side reference image, but I want to rotate this other way because I want this one to look in the front. So we need to rotate this for 180 on the Z. And now I can go and position it here to be right here in the middle of his head, so to about here. Let's see, and now everything seems fine. Also I want to keep everything the same, so all these images I want to move in the new collection. So I will press M and create a new collection, and let's call this reference collection. And now I can disable those from being selected. So now I can go and return my cube here back to our scene. Let's scale it down and move it slightly up, so just like this. And now I will go in edit mode by pressing tab, and with Ctrl and R I will create a edge loop right here in the middle. Now I will go in X-ray, and I want to get rid of this half because I want to add mirror modifier. So here under modifiers I will add mirror modifier, and also don't forget to turn on clipping. And now on top of this I want to add another modifier, and that one is subdivision surface, and let's increase number of subdivision to 2. And I want to change the shading here, so from being flat to smooth, you can press just right click and shade smooth. Now I'm going to scale it up to match the reference image as much as possible, and with G I will move it slightly up. So if you go in edit mode by pressing tab, you can see that we need a little bit more geometry, so you can add edge loops by pressing Ctrl and R, and now you can pull those vertices to match the reference images. And with the number 3 we will go to the side view, and also as you can see we need to match also those vertices on the side. So the next I will move this with the G slightly down, and also this top part as well. Maybe this a little bit in the front, like so. And let's see, we can also pull this slightly down. And the next step that I want to do, I will move this slightly down because I want to extrude this frontal part of Goofy mouth. So I will go and move this slightly down, and now I can select this bottom part, and with E I can go and create a new faces here. So now with the G I can move it in the front, and now I can select this and pull this down. So now I will have this frontal part which I will be able to extrude in the front. So with E I will extrude it in the front, and now I can go and scale this up by pressing S, and with the G and Z I can move this slightly up, and I will add few edge loops to match the nose. So now I can go and pull these vertices down, and this one needs to go a little bit up and in the front. So now I will try to match the reference image as much as possible. So here I will press G and move it in the front, and this one as well. And now I will need another one for these wrinkles on the nose. So with the Ctrl and R I will go and add another edge loop here in the middle of those two. So let's move this up. And now as you can see we have this basic shape, and as you can see our head we will need one more edge loop to make it more rounded, this back part of the head. So here I will go and scale this up, this edge loop, and as you can see we will need to make it more rounded, this top part of the head. So let's pull this slightly to the side. Now with the G I'm going to pull this slightly to the back, so to about here is going to be fine. Let's see. And now we will need to extrude this bottom part of the mouth. So here I will go and select this bottom part, like so. And now I will go in right orthographic view by pressing 3, and with G I will pull this all the way up, so to about here. Now I can go and press R to rotate, like this. And now we can go and grab this and slightly pull it down. So as I already said, we will need to extrude this bottom part. So here I will select those faces here, and with E I can go and pull it out. So here I got new geometry which will help me to create this bottom mouth piece, and here with G I will pull this slightly in the front. So now we have this frontal part, and here I will go and press G and pull this all the way on the back. So now it will match the reference image much better. And here we have these new faces that we will be able to extrude in the front. So here I will go and let's see here on this back, and as you can see here we have the angons, which is not, as you can see we have here 5 vertices instead of 4. So here we will need to fix it. So as you can see here I will go back to see the mistake that I made, and the reason for it is because I will need here to go and pull this slightly down. Let's see. And now let's see here, so we will need to rotate, and now I can just go and pull this to the back. Now it's looking much better. So I will press G and X to pull this on the back. So I want to have the shape of the head rounded. So with G and X I will pull those vertices inside. And the next I want to go in the front, in the right orthographic view, and here I can select this face, and with E I can extrude it out. And now I will press R, Control and R, and add edge loops. And now I can pull this slightly down, and here I will select those vertices and pull it slightly up. And also now I can go and rotate this, and here we have this mouth, this bottom part of the mouth. So as you can see, we have good shape for our head. So let's scale this just a little bit. And now the next we need to go and add one more edge loop here, because we want to scale this up and to have the mouthpiece, actually cheekbones of the Goofy. So here I will press S to scale it up. And here let's go in the frontal part, and also here we can add one more edge loop by pressing Ctrl and R. And as you can see here, because we are having mirror mode, we can now only focus on one side instead of focusing on two sides. So here we want to make this pinch for the nose, and I will pull this slightly up with G and Z. And also let's see in the X-ray mode. By the way, you can go in the X-ray without going on the top by pressing Alt and S, and Alt and Z actually. And now let's pull this a little bit in the front, and here I will go and turn on the cage on the subdivision. So now you can see all the vertices while you are having a subdivision modifier on your mesh. And here I will go and scale this on the X, so make it thinner in the front. So let's go and see if everything is okay here. So as you can see here, we will need to fix this top part a little bit. So here I will press S and adjust it just a little bit to make this shape of the head more rounded. So here with the G I will move it slightly to the side. So let's see. Now I can pull those two vertices closer to the middle, and now we can go and pull this slightly up. So let's go and see how it's going to look like in our right orthographic view. And as you can see here, our top part, we will need to adjust it just a little bit so we can get a more rounded shape. So here I'm going to go and add edge loop. So let's select this vertex, and now I can go and just move it slightly to the side by pressing G. And this one can go a little bit in the front, and now I can go and make those wrinkles for the nose. So we have this another one here. Let's pull it slightly inside, and here we got the shape of the Goofy head. So let's adjust this a little bit more. Let's turn on our cage so we can see better. And now with G and Y we are going to pull this in the back. And now we can also adjust those frontal vertices. So let's pull those slightly up front, and here we have created the shape of the Goofy, and as you can see, it's looking nice. So that's it about this video. Stay tuned, because in the next video we are going to finish the head of the Goofy, and we will add nose, teeth, and also the ears. So see you there.